Greetings, salutations, and well wishes, ghouls and ghoulies. Jekyll here. What's up, everybody? How we doing? And looky, I start doing it again, and the sun's like, "Hey, I see you. I see you nice and clearly." And I'm not doing the song. I'm not doing that. I wouldn't do that to you. You do not want to hear me try. But alas, the sun has returned. It's almost as if I was consistent, good things would happen. Oh my god. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that because it's not going to work. No amount of Pavloving is going to give me consistency. I don't have that capability. That would assume I have any capabilities. I have maybe three. Aside from that, and this is not one of them. But we are back again. I am on the stroll again. I am on the wander again. In the same places I always am. Because that's the only consistency I do have. I don't have consistency in my ability to provide. I do have consistency in the fact that I follow routines to a fatal flaw. But we're on it again. I still am trying. Not necessarily with great outcomes. But we do it anyway. We make moves, and it gets me out the house still. And if I can continue to use this to somehow force myself to continuously beat my step counter mark for the day, which is deceptively low. I'm not setting myself big goals here. They are deceptively low goals. But I am doing it. I do have goals. Kind of. Not necessarily big ones. But we're doing it anyway. And if those background noises didn't make it obvious enough, I am once again in the presence of the goat. Whether or not you can see it, I don't know. But I see a congregation of them, so that's what I'm heading towards. The congregation of the goats. We're doing it. We're trying to get there. And I am approaching them now. So I will do a goat check. Because in this locale, it'd be rude not to when they are literally here. But this is arguably the biggest congregation I've seen, and they're currently all very unhappy with each other. But there is a smattering of goats. Look at them. Look at them all. Look at all the good babies. You know. See? Nature. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it just the most majestic thing you ever did see? I've seen many majestic. Look at that. See? You can't take them anywhere. A girl. As you can see, these two clearly think they are... Oh, yeah. That was a big headbutt. That was a big old headbutt right there. He obviously thinks he is the alpha male. I guess we'll have to call him Andrew Tate. And then kill him. Since technically we're not allowed to do it for real. Sorry if you are watching this as a Tate lover. I am not. Look at me. Do I look like I fit the bill? I'm quite clearly a subspecies male. And I'm very pleased about my place in life. There's not a lot of responsibility here. I have the daily life responsibilities that we all have. And aside from that, I don't have to pretend to be something I'm not. If you love Andrew Tate, I respect your choice to be wrong. I don't normally go out of my way to call people out, but in that case, unfortunately, you are wrong. There are a few things that I will be very laissez-faire about. And given just his existence and all of that, that's one of the things I will be open about. I am not a tater. I am a hater of the Tate. The taint, on the other hand, don't ask about that, kids. Don't ask. You don't want to know. Don't ruin yourselves. Don't do it. You will live a life of regret. Walking embodiment of that fact. I live a life of misery and regrets. It's what I do. But we're out and about. We're taking strolls. And now that I've taken a dump on terrible things, I can continue the stroll and continue the random nonsensical babble as if I am being tortured. I am not being tortured. I will not be screaming out, "Shire Baggins!" and whatever else. And don't worry, that's not my best impression. I'm just not going to do it because I don't particularly want to be... it's bad enough I'm walking around talking to myself, which I do anyway. But I'm doing it to a camera for no views. But I'm not going to start Flemming and Golluming in full. I'll save that for a later date. If you want to see it, stick around. You might. If this goes anywhere, and if this to be yours thing, the thing the kids are all into these days, if this does become anything, then there is a greater chance that you will get to see me make a living prat of myself, which I do anyway. I do it very regularly. I am regularly stupid. It's what I do. I do many stupid things for, well, no reason at all, really. It's just what I do. But life is for living. And for as long as I have to be present on this plane of existence, I'm going to do the living stuff that I hear people talking about. Because otherwise, and say it with me, kids, I just potat. And if I just potat, I get nothing done. However, I do actually have an idea. I have had an idea. As we're very clearly aware, I have not yet figured out how to do the gaming thing, which is a shame because it's all I do. But I have had a new idea. And I am going to hold my hands up and admit that this is absolutely just a variation of ideas that are already very, very popular. And I know that they're popular because I myself am an avid enjoyer. However, I have thought of my own variation that I will potentially be doing. So I would imagine, I feel very confident saying that we're all familiar with our good friend Craig. I'm sorry, Craig. It's Craig. It's Craig, not Craig. As someone who is of Welsh descent, I am familiar with mispronunciation of names because you're assuming it's weird. It's not weird. It's not a weird pronunciation. It's Craig. It's not hard. But he does the thing with the drinky poos that I myself am a fan of. We won't talk about his ideas on which are the best because he is a lover of OGs, and whilst I can respect that desire, it is not my favourite. But we won't go into that. I'm not here to compete with the master, El Monster Chefo, the Uncle Roger of fine beverages, the Gordon Ramsay of ruining my kitchen. But he and our Lord and Saviour, Ryan Doka, thank you for existing, by the way. I absolutely love those videos, mainly because it gives me combinations to try. I do not try the bad ones, by the way, for anyone that might have been wondering. I'm not that kind of masochist. The other kind, but not that kind. No. I am not that kind of masochist. However, the concept of taking something you love and mixing it with other things to varying degrees of success does interest me. I do enjoy that content very much. And I understand I'm blabbering, but this is what I do, so just sit with me here. I had to go through the thought process of what's something I love to eat, something that I could have at all times, that is something you can mix. Because drinks, beautiful. There is versatility coming out of their arses. There's just so many things you can do with drinks. It's hard to go wrong. But there isn't really much left. I considered some options. I considered mixing only my favourite monster, but that's wholly unoriginal, and that would quite literally be me doing Craig, not Craig. And no, that is his domain. He has grabbed it, he has made love to it, and he has dominated it. And honestly, I don't want to take that pedestal because I want to watch his content. So, Monster was off the list. And so that took everything else similar to Monster off the list. Because there aren't really any other ones I drink, except Lucasade Orange. But that's far too similar. So most of the outcomes are going to be the same. And then I thought, okay, well, Ryan Doka's done all alcohol with many different things. So I can't do booze either, which is a shame because I do love a bit of mixology. And then I thought, wait. There is a delicious thing that is wildly unappreciated, which has been mixed by both previous mentioned parties. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure in some degree of some similarity they have done it. However, I am a disgusting fiend in some people's eyes, in the sense of I will just eat this item with a spoon. I won't put it with anything. I will just spoon feed myself like the absolute maniac I am. And so I am toying with the idea of mixing the delicious yeasty substance known as Marmite with an ungodly amount of things. Now, there are the ever favourites. There are crumpets, of course, toast, sandwiches, delicious things that anyone who enjoys it will have had. Marmite crumpets are delicious. They are incredible in sandwiches, they are incredible on toast. Marmite is phenomenal. However, when I was sitting down in the early hours of the morning, eating Marmite out of a jar with a spoon, and nothing else with it, not even butter, I was just eating Marmite with a spoon, and speaking to some of my loved ones about the fact that I was doing this completely stupid thing, I was like, well, hold on a minute. You give it some warmth, and it becomes kind of melty in a weird yeasty way, where it's not quite melty, it just kind of becomes more pliable, which makes it sound more like a glue or something, but oh well. And I decided, you know what? There is many things out there you could do with these things. So I'ma do it. So I have some ideas. Admittedly, not really any I think are going to be disgusting. But what are you thinking? What out there do you think would be good? Or I guess, since I watch the other creators, potentially not good, because if I know anything, suggestion comments usually want me to suffer, and honestly life is already suffering, so hey, why not do it for an art as well? But I've got a couple of ideas of, some good ones that I think will be successful, and I am ready to take myself down that path, steal an idea, change the main ingredient. I'm probably not going to do the whole Monster Chef, Marmite Chef conversion, because let's be real, if you're cooking with Marmite, it's going to go one way. It's not as interesting as replacing the water in something with a Monster. Now, I can say that I have tried a Marmite vodka. It wasn't one I made. Turns out there was a place near me that does it, and I saw it on their menu and I was just like, I'll have some of that. And they were like, well, you do realise not many people like it, we kind of have it on the menu as a novelty item. And I was just like, please, I'm aware of what I'm getting myself into. I know what I'm signing up for, I know what it do, and I'm here for it. And I have to say, the only bad thing about the shot they gave me was just the brand of vodka they used. As someone who has favoured vodka in mixology for a few years now, it has to be said that it is certainly one of the most versatile in terms of options that you have out there, and the varying degrees of success certain people have had in making vodka. And unfortunately, the very kind people who made this delicious Marmite vodka shot did not choose a successful brand. The Marmite was great, the initial taste, the swirl around my mouth was great, but as I hooked it back down the gullet, I was hit with the vodka. And it wasn't like, some people will understand this, if you don't, I'm sorry, but when you do a shot of just neat Smirnoff, you understand the paint thinner you're drinking. It was not Smirnoff they used. I don't know what they used. I didn't ask. I didn't want to delve into their secrets. But whatever they used, I think I would have rathered Smirnoff have been the mixing vodka, because the Marmite was delicious and then the vodka aftertaste was absolutely terrible. But, you know, if half of it is good, then you've got a 50% success. That's better than 0. Now, if there had been other things in there, that could have messed with the percentages a little more. But alas, they just went basic with 2 ingredients, which is a surefire way to guarantee yourself at least 50%. Unfortunately, it wasn't 100 because the vodka was ugh. And then that vodka flavour stayed in my mouth for the rest of the evening, no matter what I drank. Because it had sunk itself into the walls of my gullet and decided it wanted to stay the night. But alas, the experience was lived, and it wasn't entirely terrible. So if you have ideas for what you would like to see Marmite mixed with, hit me up down below. Bear in mind, the only thing I've got for actually mixing is my hands. I don't have a blender. I don't have any of that fancy gear. I could get a bottle of something and leave Marmite in it and go full Ryan Doker, but that would be very copycat. So I've got some ideas of things that can be dipped in Marmite, things that can be lathered, things that can be kind of mixed, but not in the stereotypical sense. But if there is anything that you like the idea of suggesting, let me know in the comments down below. I may very well do a couple of shorts and then whack those up, and then you could comment there instead. But with that little tidbit, I shall love you and leave you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Make the most of the weather wherever you are, and whatever weather you're dealing with. And here's the living. Stay safe, stay giggly, stay wild. Peace.